So what is going on, Kingdom Hearts fans? It's your boy Amaziah here, and today we're going to be talking about the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, but not necessarily cutscenes, but rather the gameplay portions and how I feel, and hopefully you guys will share how you feel about how the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 should be. Now, of course, with the ending and gameplay and stuff like that, we all should be expecting for Xehanort to be the final boss inside of the game, and with Xehanort actually being this final boss, or supposedly being this final boss, because we never know, a secret boss may be in there, and Xehanort could be betrayed by any member of his 13 Seekers of Darkness. So, with that being said, the final boss of this game should definitely be a hell of a lot harder than the Lingering Will. And I know a lot of you guys may actually just probably took that big gas, probably looked at the screen and thought to yourself, nah, mate, you're trying to get us fucked up. But the reason why I say they should be a lot harder is because this is going to be the first numeric entry into the Kingdom Hearts series ever since Kingdom Hearts 2. So it's time for them to remove, of course, the prestigious title, or of course the monocle or the honor that the Lingering Will has as the hardest Kingdom Hearts boss to date. Now, of course, a lot of people would argue that maybe Sephiroth KH2 or Sephiroth KH1 is far harder than the Lingering Will. But the Lingering Will is, of course, in the community, the most well-known hardest boss inside of Kingdom Hearts. So definitely, this Lingering Will battle needs to be made for noobs. Yes, that's how far I want this thing to get knocked down. That's how much of a peg I want this thing to be hit with. Like, yo, this thing needs to go from being the highest thing that you could ever do in the KH community on your first attempt to pretty much still being for noobs. Like, if you can beat the Lingering Will on your first attempt, that's still not anything to really be praised for inside of the KH community. Although, of course, after all of these years, I highly doubt that you wouldn't get any praise for beating it on your first attempt. That's going to be my thing when I actually get to my 2.5 playthrough. But let's go ahead and keep going with the whole discussion. So, the battle with Xehanort, presumably, should be 10 times harder than the Lingering Will. And the reason why I say it should be 10 times harder is because look at all of these different feats that Xehanort has. Xehanort is far quicker than anyone that we've seen inside of KH. He also has the most destructive capabilities, meaning, of course, Xehanort has shown the ability to destroy a world with more ease than DBZ characters. Like, Xehanort is crazy strong. However, we've never really seen all of this strength be applied into a battle. Who knows why we ever seen these abilities be applied to a battle, but we know that they haven't, because if we really have been able to see all of Xehanort's abilities, then definitely I believe that a real battle on that same scale of what they did for, of course, Xemnas and stuff like that, although it could be technical problems. I mean, the first time or in the last time we got to actually fight real Xehanort was inside of Birth by Sleep, which was on the PSP. But once we get on that PlayStation 4, imagine just seeing like you fighting Xehanort and then the whole world just like crumbles under this dude's power, like his full power. Xehanort at this stage, I believe, has probably only shown 20% of his power, and this is with Ansem and Xemnas being applied into that percentage. Because of the fact that Xehanort is just simply able to destroy worlds like nothing, then of course we should definitely see a battle that shows off how strong this guy is inside of actual gameplay. I want this dude to be able to kill you almost in an instant if you don't have that perfect little reaction time at the beginning of his final boss battle. Like, imagine him just teleporting behind you and just all you just see is like the fucking "you're dead" screen and shit. Sora just floating in is like, "Do you want to continue, my nigga?" And you're just like, nah. After that shit, fuck off, mate. So definitely, I believe that Xehanort should be 10 times harder than the Lingering Will. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you think 10 times harder is a little bit ridiculous, or would you like to see that number even go higher than that? Do you want to see him 100 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times harder than the Lingering Will? I just believe personally that it's time for the Lingering Will to be dethroned as the hardest boss inside of KH. And with Xehanort being pretty much the strongest character inside of Kingdom Hearts right now, there's no better person to give this prestige prestigious title of being the hardest boss too than Xehanort himself. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know who you think should have the hardest battle, because maybe you guys want young Xehanort to have the hardest battle. I mean, his battle inside of Dream Drop Distance wasn't necessarily too hard, but then again, the battle inside of Birth by Sleep was hard until you learned, of course, his patterns. So maybe you want him to be, of course, that guy, because young Xehanort actually does have a couple fighting styles that he didn't use in both of the games, such as, of course, his time stop ability and stuff like that, and how he could really revert time and pretty much gain all his health back. He wasn't able to do that inside of Birth by Sleep. He was really just able to, kind of reverse time and really just try and gain an advantage over you before time starts up again and you're able to play again. So maybe some of you guys do want young Xehanort to be stronger. Maybe you guys want another one of the new organization, or the 13 Seekers of Darkness, to be the stronger person to fight inside of Kingdom Hearts. But other than that, this is being boy Amaziah. Don't forget to stay tuned to the channel for, of course, your Xehanort number 5, I believe we're on. And I'll catch you guys in that video. Peace the heck